Hi guys, welcome back to Bottle Fix. My name's Dan and today we are fixing. Alright guys, so today we are going to remove this door. Now you might have seen the wing video and that's actually in flight at the moment, but it's easier to remove the door with the wing off, and it usually helps if you've got a hand as well. So to remove the door, you've got these two bolts and then the two bolts down the bottom, or if you haven't got the wing off, then undo that bolt and that bolt, and then again that bolt and that bolt there. So that bolt and that bolt and that bolt and that bolt. So if you undo those, and then you do need a hand or a jack with a plank on it to hold the door up. The other thing you need to do is remove that 10mm there, and you will need to undo the wiring loom. So you need to pull the grommet out here and then undo all of this. That just pulls out. There's a 12mm plastic bolt at the back. Yes, undo that. I think I'm undoing it now by hand. Hold on. That's out. And now what you got to do is just pull this trim out. But before you pull that out, you need to pull this one off. So you need to just pull that up and out, and then that one out and down. Okay, so the wiring loom, you can figure it out by yourself by just giving it a tug from the top, which I might actually have to do because it looks a little bit different on this side. So just give it a tug from the top and see which two plugs are going to pull. On the other side there were two plugs, on this side it might be different, so let's just check. So what you need to do first is get this grommet out. So just lift that out with a screwdriver or your fingers or whatever you find easy, and then give it a tug. So by pulling it, you'll actually see that it's this cable on this side, this plug. On the other side there's two down below, a yellow and a white, but usually if you pull it on this side you will see it moving around down below, and I'll just demonstrate that to you now. There you go, you can see that movement, right? There you go. Alright, I thought there should be two plugs, and there actually are, but one's tucked up here. It's not obvious that that plug belongs to the door, but it's this one here, yeah, the blue one. So just undo that as well and then feed them through. Okay, so that's plugs out. I just pulled them through that hole over there, and now what I need to do is undo the hinges, undo the check strap. So I need to undo the check strap, that's 110mm there, and then undo these bolts here. But on the other side I'm going to do them on this one. So they are 12mm I believe, so let's get cracking. What you need to do is remove this cap here, and then you need to remove this cap here, remove that cap there, and then there's a screw under there. I'll show you in a minute. You've got a Phillips screw in there, you've got a 10mm or a Phillips you can use there. I'd be inclined to use a 10mm because that's actually loose, but that should be quite tight. And then that looks like an 8mm, but I'll tell you the real size in a minute. Oh, and a Phillips screw there. I'm not sure if I showed that one. Right, this bit of trim here, what you got to keep in mind is that there's these little holes and they wedge in here and here, so pry there and there and then sort of slide it that way and it comes out, yeah. The tweeter has to come out, so we need to pry that out now. Okay, so now I'm just going to go around the door card, use my special tool and pry it off without breaking clips ideally. Okay, so I've popped all the clips all the way around. What I normally do is I'll get the trim removal clip, run it around until it stops, then I know I'm actually at the clip, and then pull it forward. But anyway, all that's loose now, just got to lift it up and over. And you don't have to worry about the speakers or anything like that, they're all attached to the door, not the door card, so that's really handy. Just keep in mind that if you're changing the door, more than likely you're going to have to change the lock, which I'll show you in a minute. But in order to even access it, you need to have the window up. So the plugs that we just undid, I'll just plug the yellow one back in, and that one operates the window. Alright, to get to the lock you need to undo that 10mm and then remove this plate cover thing, if you can see that. And that's the cover there, so the 10mm actually goes there. And you can get to that 10mm through this peephole. You just have to remove a cover that sits on top of that. Okay, so now we need to undo the other side of that bolt and that 10mm there, and then there's another 10mm here, and the whole handle will come loose basically. It's a good shot of it there. So undo those two 10mm and then that bolted nut, whatever you call that, and then you need to sort of pull the handle forwards and the lock will come out. But first, actually, we need to pull that little orange clip and undo the rod. This orange clip here needs to be pulled in this direction, and then this rod will go in that direction. So that orange clip there, you need to unclip it and then push it round, and then the rod will just fall out. It's a bit difficult to show, but I think you get the picture. Alright, so that's the lockout. As you can see, orange bit that wraps around the rod. So the rod goes in there and then that clips over. Next we need to get the mirror off, because you'll obviously be swapping your mirror over as well. So let me show you how to do that. Okay, for this part you need the window down. So put the window down, and then up here you'll see two 10mm bolts there and there. And there's a bit of wiring that comes down. Okay, so to remove the mirror wire, it's this baby over here, and it goes round there and into this plug here. So you just push the little thing behind it and pull it out. Okay, so we're ready for lift off. Just going to take these two bolts out. I've already taken one out there, take two out there, and this is where you need an extra set of hands or a jack with a plank. Okay, and that's one door removed. I forgot to take the check strap off, but I think I showed you that before. 10mm there, and then that's it, all gone. Alright, so we've just put the two bolts on there. It's a good idea to actually shut the door and check the shut line, and then push it up and down as you desire when you do this side, just to make sure that the shut line is nice and even. And I think it's quite decent now, so we're going to just build the door back up now and plug it all back in. Alright, the mirror is back on. It's just the two 10mm nuts that you can see there. And basically just make sure you thread this wire around the window rail down there, yeah, so around through this hole, clip it in there, plug it in there, all done. Next we're just going to run these wires in and make sure they plug back into there. Okay, so that's all plugged back in now, and the grommet is back in the hole. So we're just going to put the window up now so I can put the lock in, and look at that, lovely. Right, we're just going to put this slot back in now. So I've just undone all the bolts here again. I'm just going to push the handle out, slot this in place, and then put all the bolts back in. Alright, so I've just put the 3 bolts in, so that one, and the other one. The other one, ideally you want to put it through the hole and do that, and then you need to put the rod in, and I'll just show you that now whilst it's not put in yet. So that's the rod there. I'll stick that in there and then pull this orange bit down and clip it on, and there you go. Alright, so that's the door all done. The panel gaps are nice and uniform, and it opens and closes nicely, and that's it. The panels, I'm not going to go into detail with them. The door panels are just the reverse of what we did to take them off. Put the panel back on, just slot it back from the top, clip it all back in, and then a few screws that we took out. And obviously this trim needs putting back in, but we're not going to do that yet. And that is everything all buttoned up. We even put a pre-facelift bumper on the car because it was a bit tidier than the one that he originally had. And as you already know, the other side we did the complete side. Okay, so as you could probably see, my hair's grown since the last video. As you may have seen, I've been busy with the 300ZX and the Honda Civic Type R and lots of other content. So the MR2's been on the back burner, but I found this content. I thought it would be useful to a few of you, so I thought I'd pump it out. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more juicy content. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.